Rizwan Islam moved to mid-Missouri when he was 12 years old. He's a doctor by trade and a Muslim by faith. Like hundreds of other Muslims here, his world changed after 9/11.
Some of our relatives or some of our friends who were visited by officials questioning about, what their motives on different things they were doing.
It would just be like isolated incidents of some person like showing someone the middle finger or like kind of honking their horn at them. Just
go back where you came from. That's a big comment that came back, and they grew up here. So it's like, where do you want me to go is kind of the comeback. It's like, I grew up here, I was born here.
Islam is a peaceful religion. Muslims pray 5 times a day, yet they were associated with and persecuted after the attacks made by Al-Qaeda, an Islamist militant group who kill people in the name of religion.
I remember I didn't go to school the next day just because my parents were worried people might be out and about causing trouble.
You do get randomly selected a lot more. You have to open your suitcases, or they check you much more.
The last 3 Call of Duty video games, you have turban bearded men. They're the enemy, and that kind of over time it gets ingrained in you that eventually when you think, what's a bad guy look like?
For years, Muslims worked to not be affiliated with the terrorists of 9/11.
What Islam means submission to the will and command of God.
People always feel like they have to complain about being discriminated against just because they're Muslim, but I feel like Colombia has treated me very well.
10 years later, prejudices against this peaceful religion continue. A recent proposal to build a mosque near Ground Zero drew nationwide protests.
The past couple of years, when Islam came back into the spotlight and it was presented as a threat, you could see people reacting very negatively because it seems like there's still some raw wounds.
9/11 has also had positive effects on Muslims in central Missouri. It has re-energized the faith, and now more people are attending the mosque for prayer services. But it has also helped raise awareness among those of other faiths about who Muslims are and what they believe in.
People who come into the mosque get involved in the community, praying more, just to understand themselves what the true teaching of the religion is. So when they do get questions about what Islam represents, they could answer correctly.
There's just more pressure to be excellent. Everything you do has to be excellent to show that you are a contributing member, to prove that you are just as motivated as anyone else.
The Islamic Center also plans on expanding. It will add new grades to its school, build a gym, and an apartment building. The city has granted permission. Now this community is just waiting on money.
Maybe sometime this year we should be able to, before the winter hits, so there's some groundbreaking, at least something to get started.
Muslims want peaceful coexistence and mutual understanding with their neighbors. Whether acceptance has been achieved or not, one thing remains the same. People of all faiths have more in common than not.
It's our first time actually being on TV.
Oh, yeah?
How do you feel? Are you excited?
Awesome!
Tell all your friends?
Yeah!
Kids remind us there's bright hope for the future. Brian Johnson, KMU 8 News, Columbia.